Namaste, everyone. For this healing session, we are going to cut the ties, attachments, and limiting beliefs that are holding us in a state of doubt, confusion, and imbalance. So I'm going to repeat that again, and I want you to relax with me. You can sit or you can watch this while you're laying on the couch or on the bed early in the morning, right before you go to bed, just during a time when you can really allow yourself to enter into a trance, okay? A trance state where you can unravel and receive the guidance that is wanting to come through you, okay? We're going to cut the ties, attachments, and limiting beliefs that are holding us in a state of doubt, confusion, and imbalance. So we're going to focus on person, place, and thing. Okay, so when we look at the total of what we need to clean up, okay, we need to clean up our house. That's a thing, okay? So throw away the things that, again, create this feeling of doubt, confusion, or imbalance within us, okay, by connecting with our sensitive body. So this is going to be a little sacred ritual for helping us to connect with our sensitive body. So we are all sensitive, okay? We all have an inner child. And when we continue to participate in person, place, or thing that can be very negative, it could be very dirty, like a dirty house, okay? Or a person who has a wasteland of depression or restlessness or anxiety, that does affect us, okay? It can create imbalances. So in my own journey of cutting the ties and attachments and limiting beliefs, a lot of times I want to be responsible for the success and well-being of other people, okay? Being a humanitarian, that's just natural for me. So in creating boundaries so that I can be successful and be well, I release the responsibility for other people's karmas and negative habits by surrendering to the Holy Spirit, surrendering to the angels and spirit guides, and truth that everybody is a creator of their reality, okay? Everybody has the will to overcome any sort of victimhood or negative habit. So a lot of us as empaths or light workers or humanitarians, we came to this planet at this time specifically to up-level and elevate this planet so that we can successfully transition into a new paradigm that is a naturalist society, natural resources, natural energy. But in order for us to truly vibrate the cosmos, we can say as humanitarians, is that we have to feel good, right? We have to feel good. So in my journey, I can sometimes take on the karmas and take on the negative habits of other people to lighten the load. Okay, it's like, I'll share the load with you, but then end up finding myself feeling too tired, or feeling too much doubt, or too much confusion, or too much imbalance to actually fulfill my own dharmic path. So I'm sure you all have experienced this. If you're watching this, most likely you are on a dharmic path. And what is a dharmic path? It simply means that you are here to be of service, okay? But a part of being of service is that we have to feel good, okay? And a part of being in service is that we need a noble team around us, or nothing is going to get done, Okay, a noble team, not a team around us of people who are doubtful and confused and imbalanced and living in that sort of disorder. The more creativity we ignite, the more health we have, the more happiness and holiness that we cultivate, the stronger the vibrational impact we have as a healer, as a guide, as a teacher, as a storyteller. So sometimes, many times, we can get wrapped up in these ties and attachments and limiting beliefs because we want to serve and we want to lighten the load. Okay? Because some people have a very heavy load on this planet. They have a lot of heavy negative habits and karmas, and some people are not going to make it. You know, some people are not, they're just going to sit in that for the rest of their life. And I think as myself and in a light work, I don't want to see that, but I also see the bigger picture, and that sometimes people have to go through that in order to gain the lesson. You know, we as humanitarians, light workers, we're very fast. Like, we grow really fast, like a child. A child is like from like 0 to 5. It's like immense transformation, quantum leaps, and the way that they speak, and they grow, and the way that they can climb and run, and then start to dance and start to articulate, and they're really good learners. And some people, learning their life lesson may take a whole life. And we just have to surrender to that. And even then, they still might not learn the lesson. They still might not be able to actually move beyond the judgment that they've been harboring since they were in their early 20s. But us as humanitarians or light workers, or just people who are really wanting to participate in a dharmic reality, okay, one of health, one of happiness, one of holiness, one of just feeling good, okay, and that goodness brings radiance. It brings a sense of harmony, a sense of higher creativity, and a higher, greater willfulness to the people. Okay, brings the people, it makes them inspired. That's how we talk about like a dharmic path. So in this sacred ritual, you're going to need a pen and some paper. You're going to need a little pot because we're going to light a fire. Okay, so you can see that this pot is like an iron pot. Okay, so we're not using like a wood pot. Okay, we're going to use something that can really consolidate the flame. Okay, so let's put our intelligent hats on. Okay, everyone, don't want to see some people using some pots made of like paper. Okay, so and then if you can bring some sage, because I have some sage. Okay, so just to really open up the energy. And I have a little candle, red. Red is for, I like to see it as the Saudi Arabian regal essence. Okay, I always think of Saudi Arabia as this color red and regal. Okay, what it means to be regal. So I'm going to read to you the overall clearing. Okay, so this is the overall clearing that you can listen to several times. And again, it follows the cut the ties, attachments, and limiting beliefs that are holding us in a state of doubt, confusion, and imbalance. So this is for first person, so as though I'm speaking to myself. And I want you to really take it in as though you are speaking to yourself. And this is a command, okay? This is a command, and it's also an intention. So it's a command with an intention. So when you have that in your heart, extraordinary things can break through you, okay? Just by setting that command, setting that intention, and actually participating in it, not just, then walking away from it, but really using your will to create a practice around this cutting of ties, attachments, and limiting of beliefs. So that what that will look like is you're feeling, guided to kind of remove or eliminate some of these people in your life that are just making you unproductive, making you feel like a fool, making you feel immature, to actually use your will and be like, Yeah, like I have to stand up for myself. I have to stand out stand out, and I have to stand for myself. And a lot of times we can't do that as long as we are continuing to participate in doubt, confusion, and balances in a connection with another person. So this is also going to help us if we are engaging in relationship patterns that are causing more doubt, more confusion, more imbalance in our life, to actually, okay, cut the karmic tie, or learn the karmic lesson, so that we can actually move on. Because in this whole healing, this whole command intention for healing is so that we can receive a noble team. That's what we all want. We all want to connect with that noble team. And a part of that noble team is you yourself. You have to be noble. It's your duty to yourself to feel good and to be happy and healthy and holy. Happiness is your inherent right. Either you choose it or you don't. It really depends on how willful and how much do you allow yourself. How well do you allow yourself to stand for you, to stand up and to stand out and stand for yourself? Because nobody's going to do it for you. And that's the one thing you learn early on in this world. Nobody is going to come and save you as much as you would love to. Okay? It is all your creation. So if you don't like this creation, if you don't like this sort of relationship pattern, or this ties and attachments and limiting beliefs that are making you, you can't go to sleep because you have all this doubt, confusion, and imbalances, we can and do have the ability to reinvent, okay? To just cut it, okay? For good, forevermore, okay? So just receive it. And I may read this twice, okay? And then I'm going to put it in my flame, and then I'm going to put it in my pot, and I'm going to allow the gas stove blue to just surround me. So right now I'm just going to visualize that I am in a royal gas stove blue burning bush. I'm in a royal gas stove blue burning bush. And the energy of royal gas stove blue is the energy of transformation, purification, and release. So I'm going to call in that energy. I'm going to call in the blue being, Krishna, the blue being. I'm going to call in that blue being, Krishna, to surround me and to help me to transform and transcend these ties, attachments, and limiting beliefs that are keeping me in a state of confusion, doubt, and imbalance. My highest destiny is to be balanced, to find my center, and to come into my authentic self. That is my higher destiny. And a part of my higher destiny is that I need to allow myself to cut like sharp as a blade, to cut through the BS. The BS that is just keeping me in a whirlwind of just negative this and karma's this, and it's just not really bringing me into my most inspired, motivated, and creative self. Krishna's with us now. This blue being energy, this royal gas stove blue energy is with us now to help us, okay, to help us really ignite the flame of will and the flame of immense purification, so that we can really have the energy. We need energy, right? We have the higher energy to clean up our house, to invite in some positive affirmations, like invite in a Buddha statue, or invite in some mantras, or get some prayer flags to put in our house so that our house feels more inspiring and less dreary with memories and too much stuff that just makes us feel stuffy and kind of clumpy within our inner minds. And have the energy, the higher energy, to cut those ties to relationships. It could be past memories. It could just be people that we're hanging with, that is not really is taking away from us. It's not bringing more to us. It's not bringing more inspiration, more creativity, more motivation. It's taking away from us. It's taking our time. It's taking our energy, and it's actually taking our creativity. And the way that the constant partnership or relationship should not feel like this constant sort of having to move past all of the doubt, confusion, and imbalances. A noble team is you are working on that, they're working on that, and you're working on that together. Okay? So this is to help you with your dharmic victory, okay, which is to really feel lively in connections. I think that's what we want. We want to feel lively in connections, not bored. We want to feel lively. So let's get honest with ourselves, okay? Because the more honest we are, like children, actually the more spiritual growth we have, the more that we are dishonest and that we lie to ourselves what's actually going on and how we actually feel, the more that we just tend to get bored and we just tend to not really move forward. We don't really move forward, okay? And then we kind of, feel just same. We're not here to feel same for every year, every week, every day. We're here to every day experience a practice that really sheds some pounds so that the fullness of our great vision can really be realized and begin to materialize, and we begin to actually participate in it and really assert it and really discover people who align with it. And it's very rhythmic, and there is challenges, like Krishna, the great battle. There is challenges, but rhythmic means that you've gotten a level of nobility within yourself or practice within yourself where you're able to move with it. That's rhythmic, okay? Where you don't lose your balance, you don't lose your footing. When the battle comes and there's just great doubt and confusion amongst all the people, rhythmic means that you can move with that without losing your sense of center, without losing your sense of balance. And that's the great, you could say, the teachings of all of the mantras, is to help us find our center and help us find our balance regardless of what is being thrown at us. Throw us doubt, throw us confusion, but we know how to rhythmically move with that in a way that's very strategic, in a very sort of mystic way, where we just we can learn the lesson and we can kind of just slickly move into the next journey of ourselves. So if we're holding on to stuff, then we're going to be just dealing with stuff. But if we're holding on to what brings us alive, we're going to feel alive. So really think, are you carrying because you just want to fill yourself up? And is it filling you up with good feeling, or is it just kind of making you feel like, okay? Choose your choices wisely. So here we go. I cut the ties, attachments, and limiting beliefs that are holding me in a state of doubt, confusion, and balance. I no longer participate in connections that are not supportive of a healthy, happy, and holy life. I am not responsible for the success and well-being of others and allow people to create their own path. I focus on my vision and receive healthy, happy, and holy connections that inspire my life, expand my heart and mind, and bring me dharmic victory. I do not participate in the negativity, dirty energy of other people by surrendering more fully to my beautiful life. I am surrounding myself with people who are trustworthy, balanced, natural, dependable, and strong. I cut the ties, attachments, and limiting beliefs now and forever more by amplifying my best life and remaining positive, faithful, and creatively abundant. People decide their life. People are responsible for their life, health, happiness, and holiness. I am not participating in draining cords that take away from my good feeling and make me feel stuck and lost. I create bonds with people who bring good feeling, good luck, positivity, and creativity. I say no to the people who are victims to their own karmas and negative habits. I say no to the connections that lead me nowhere except to doubt, confusion, and stagnation. I surround myself with inspired, motivated, willful, and creative pioneers who are on a path of Dharma. Allow myself to receive such, and knowing that it is my duty to humanity to elevate my consciousness and succeed for my dharmic victory. I allow myself to shed the weight of person, place, and thing by amplifying my visionary intent to form a noble team. I trust in my process and fully allow the angels and spirit guides to help me clean out the stale, dull, dead, or stagnant energy by devoting myself to a daily practice of self-love and self-empowerment. I am here to embody my authentic self and let go of all ties, attachments, and limiting beliefs that cause immense pain, grief, stagnation, and confusion. I release them now by receiving the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit transforms my mind, heart, and energy into a stronger vibration, able with great will to elevate with a noble team, choosing to be responsible, trustworthy, and honorable. This is my path, I decide. And those who do not align, that is fine. I let them be. I let them go as I continue with my noble team, healing, growing, and excelling, because this is my highest destiny. I choose for myself, and I am worthy to receive from others. Ooh, it's like, whoa, just reading it's very empowering to know that you can let people be, you can let people go. They choose, they're responsible for their reality, and if that's the reality they want to live, even if it's your parents or even if it's loved ones that you know and you so dearly would like to help lighten the load, but sometimes people have to learn their own lessons. You can't learn them from other people. Just like people, maybe they can see a way I could be better, and then they want to learn the lesson for me. I have to learn the lesson. I have to practice what I learned, and I have to have an experience. And that's what leads to results. So we know all about the stories of people giving like thousands of dollars to the homeless. And then the homeless ends up, since they don't really have an experience of overcoming their negative habits and low self-worth, they just blow it on like a car or like just random stuff that actually is not going to bring them balance. So we know every person, they will come to their balance in their own terms. Either it's this lifetime or the next. And we could drain all our energy. We could waste all our energy on trying to be responsible for an individual who's not ready to learn, to practice, and to experience their learned lesson. Okay, so I'm going to read this one last time, and then we're going to put it in the fire, the Royal Gas Stove Blue Flame, and then I'm just going to send you off. I cut the ties, attachments, and limiting beliefs that are holding me in a state of doubt, confusion, and imbalance. I no longer participate in connections that are not supportive of a healthy, happy, and holy life. I am not responsible for the success and well-being of others, and allow people to create their own path. I focus on my vision and receive healthy, happy, and holy connections that inspire my life, expand my heart and mind, and bring me dharmic victory. I do not participate in the negativity, dirty energy of other people by surrendering more fully to my beautiful life. I am surrounding myself with people who are trustworthy, balanced, natural, dependable, and strong. I cut the ties, attachments, and limiting beliefs now and forevermore by amplifying my best life and remaining positive, faithful, and creatively abundant. People decide their life. People are responsible for their life. Health, happiness, holiness. I am not participating in draining cords that take away from my good feeling and make me feel stuck and lost. I create bonds with people who bring good feeling, good luck, positivity, and creativity. I say no to the people who are victims to their own karmas and negative habits. I say no to the connections that lead me nowhere except to doubt, confusion, and stagnation. I surround myself with inspired, motivated, willful, and creative pioneers who are on a path of Dharma. I allow myself to receive such, and knowing that it is my duty to humanity to elevate my consciousness and succeed for my dharmic victory. I allow myself to shed the weight of person, place, and thing by amplifying my visionary intent to form a noble team. I trust in my process and fully allow the angels and spirit guides to help me clean out the stale, dull, dead, or stagnant energy by devoting myself to my daily practice of self-love and self-empowerment. I am here to embody my authentic self and let go of all ties, attachments, and limiting beliefs that cause immense pain, grief, stagnation, and confusion. I release them now by receiving the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit transforms my mind, heart, and energy into a stronger vibration, able with great will to elevate with a noble team, choosing to be responsible, trustworthy, and honorable. This is my path. I decide, and those who do not align, that is fine. I let them be. I let them go. As I continue with my noble team, healing, growing, and excelling, because this is my highest destiny. I choose for myself, and I am worthy to receive from others. Whew. Feeling it in the heart. So again, I'm just going to do it one more time because I feel the three, the Trinity 3, okay? So we use the 3 to really solidify. So you say, 3, getting into that 3 times a day, okay? When you're really wanting to reprogram the mind, you just have to do the affirmation or that ritual 3 times a day to really get it clear and get it anchored in your consciousness, especially if you have a huge sort of like limitation that's really heavy duty in you. So we'll do the last time to really get it solidified so that this can be more dominant than the whole whatever thing that we're doing that does not make us feel regal, noble, and does not make us feel like dignified. So a connection should make us feel regal, it should make us feel noble, and it should make us feel dignified, okay? Or it should challenge us to be that, push us, pressure us, encourage us, demand of us, command us, okay? Support us in that, okay? Inspire us, or, show up for us to be that, or create space for us to be that. Okay, so, and a part of being able to have that noble team where you are able to do that is you have to be very solid within yourself. So people who tend to be very insecure, they don't support that because it makes them feel inert. It makes them feel worse about themselves. When people who are really solid and really secure within themselves, who are not so easily shaken and seduced and brought into the worst of themselves, in a flip of a hat, usually those kinds of people can even be envious or even feel triggered or even agitated by it. It just simply, if you agitate somebody or if agitated by something in someone else, it just simply means that you have to get stronger within your authentic vibration. So the stronger you are in your authentic vibration, you're not going to be so agitated by people who are their authentic vibration. Okay, you're not going to be so intimidated or a little triggered or agitated by people who are literally standing up, standing out, and standing for their authentic self. You're not going to be that kind of thing. It just simply means that those people they're not working on really getting balanced and centered within themselves. Because when you really feel balanced and centered within yourself, you and they're them and you're you, and you don't need to feel insecure, agitated, or triggered by somebody being them. You have a level of maturity within yourself. And when you have that spiritual maturity within yourself, you understand that, people stepping up into their nobility, that is amazing amongst all the wastelands of people who not doing so good. Okay. So I cut the ties, attachments, and limited beliefs that are holding me in a state of doubt, confusion, and imbalance. I no longer participate in connections that are not supportive of a healthy, happy, and holy life. I am not responsible for the success and well-being of others and allow people to create their own path. I focus on my vision and receive healthy, happy, and holy connections that inspire my life, expand my heart and mind, and bring me dharmic victory. I do not participate in the negative, dirty energy of other people by surrendering more fully to my beautiful life. I am surrounding myself with people who are trustworthy, balanced, natural, dependable, and strong. I cut the ties, attachments, and limiting beliefs now and forevermore by amplifying my best life and remaining positive, faithful, and creatively abundant. People decide their life. People are responsible for their life, health, happiness, and holiness. I am not participating in draining cords that take away from my good feeling and make me feel stuck and lost. I create bonds with people who bring good feeling, good luck, positivity, and creativity. I say no to the people who are victims to their own karmas and negative habits. I say no to the connections that lead me nowhere except to doubt, confusion, and stagnation. I surround myself with inspired, motivated, willful, and creative pioneers who are on a path of Dharma. I allow myself to receive such, and knowing that it is my duty to humanity to elevate my consciousness and succeed for my dharmic victory. I allow myself to shed the weight of person, place, and thing by amplifying my visionary intent to form a noble team. I trust in my process and fully allow the angels and spirit guides to help me clean out the stale, dull, dead, or stagnant energy by devoting myself to my daily practice of self-love and self-empowerment. I am here to embody my authentic self and let go of all ties, attachments, and limiting beliefs that cause immense pain, grief, stagnation, and confusion. I release them now by receiving the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit transforms my mind, heart, and energy into a stronger vibration, able with great will to elevate with a noble team, choosing to be responsible, trustworthy, and honorable. This is my path, I decide, and those who do not align, that is fine. I let them be. I let them go as I continue with my noble team, healing, growing, and excelling, because this is my highest destiny. I choose for myself, and I am worthy to receive from others. Woo! It's like a moment to really take it in. Okay. Whew. So, for you all, I would like you to do your own sacred prayer for yourself. Okay, so this was an overall sort of ritual, okay, for cutting ties, attachments, and limiting beliefs. But I would like you to go a little bit deeper in your personal life, and I'd like you to focus on, I cut the ties, attachments, and limiting beliefs regarding, could be a person, it could be a place or a thing. Okay, so let's say you have friend groups, or you participate in these sort of friends or relationship, and you feel like ties are really heavy. It takes a lot of will to really elevate, and sometimes to cut those ties. Okay, especially, even with sexual ties, the pheromone, it stays sometimes for almost 2 years for it to really be cut, and for it to, the pheromone of that person that you've had a lot of sex with, for that to really, like, just the scent to fall off, or to drop off you, to dissipate out of your energy space. Okay, so But a part of this journey and breakthrough is that breakthrough literally is, it is a breakthrough. It is a determination, okay? And it's also a consistency that you have with yourself. So you can focus on, I cut the ties, attachments, and limiting beliefs. It can even be a lifestyle. Let's say you live a daily routine that doesn't make you feel good. Okay, let's say you wake up like blah, and then you go to work, and then you come home and you do blah, and you don't really do anything to really self-love or self-empowerment. So it could be a dedication, a determination, as well as a consistency to really start, a morning practice or an afternoon practice where you can feel good. Okay, and it can also be things in your house. Like, let's say that your house does not give you good feeling. Well, it's time to, really clean out the closets or clean the stuff under the bed, because all of that, it does have an effect. Person, place, and thing does have an effect on your success. Okay? So the more that we, go deep into set those intentions of, cutting the ties and attachments and limiting beliefs, we can actually start to free up energy and start to breathe more deeply. Sometimes it's hard to breathe very deeply when we are when have all this sort of doubt, confusion, and imbalances, because we're taking on weight that we don't need to. It's not necessary. Weight in our house, it's unnecessary for these excess things. Just let it go. We don't need that excess weight. It could even be people in the past that you're still conversating with, or, you're still, sending out messages to, through your dreams or whatnot. It's unnecessary. Just cut it. So you can free up more energy. So you have more, that more free up energy, you can really give all of that freed up energy to what is my vision right now. What is it that's really going to bring me immense good feeling? And how can I practice the preparation? How can I prepare myself for really stepping up and stepping out and standing for myself? How can I practice that daily so that when, let's say, an opportunity does arrives, okay, like Krishna on the chariot, I actually have it within myself to really present, to show up, okay? So let's cut those ties, attachments, and limiting beliefs that block us from showing up. There is always a chance, always a door opening for us to really show up. But the more that, again, with a relationship that's actually going to make us happy, we can't show up because we're still tied to this person that we don't even really feel anything. It doesn't make us lively. It does not move us. We're not moved, and it's not moving, but we just kind of play it pretend in our head. Or it could be, like, again, a place that we're living, or it could be just a limiting belief, like an idea that we have that we're gripping so tightly. It's like that chance, that chariot of that, the blue being Krishna coming forward. We can't show up and say, sorry, I can't be with you, or I can't go with you, or I'm not available to go because I'm still wrapped up in this thinking habit, this sort of friend group, and this sort of like living situation. So this is a way for us to really create that energetic cleanliness. So again, what is within is without. So when you create that energetic cleanliness, especially psychologically, okay, and this is like you're getting into the psychological cleanse, okay, just listening it and doing your own sort of, journaling. And when you create a psychological cleanse, usually you start to feel like more energy, like, okay, I can do this, I can clean up my house, I can, go out and meet different friend groups, maybe at like a pottery place, people are doing something like productive, or, I'm not going to go to the bar this weekend because I'm going to say no to that because I don't really feel good after, okay? So when you really can like put it in psychologically, because a lot of people, they have a psychological weight. And that weight is that, I don't have the time and I don't have the energy. Everybody has it. It's like a psychological, what is the word? Like a psychological dilemma. It's a psychological dilemma. I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. That's why I keep going to the bar, or that's why I keep, having sex with these people, or I'm not moving, or I'm still in this house situation. I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. And that's a psychological dilemma. So this is really penetrating that psychological self and really stating to that psychological self, like, this is my duty. Like, I have to find a way. And this is giving like a practice, just listening and doing your own sort of journaling is giving a practice of the way. Like, what is my way? And what do I need to do daily to really amplify the way of salvation, or the way of just making it possible for myself? And usually people who do make it possible for themselves to have dharmic victory, like Krishna and his chariot, we could say, made it possible for dharmic victory amongst all of this confusion, doubt, and imbalance, are usually the people who have a very strong psyche. Because again, your whole psychomagnetic field, your psyche, also has to do with your inner psychology. Okay, again, I don't have time and I don't have the energy is a lot of in there, the inner psychology. Okay, so that has to do with the psyche. So the stronger the psyche you have, that's independent minded, that's sovereign, the more you tend to cut through a lot of the BS. Okay, and get to what it is that you want. To claim it. This is what I want. And the universe, okay, I will give you what you want creatively. Okay? So on this planet Earth, you need to have a really strong psyche, a really strong inner mantra. Okay, that's the psyche. It has a strong mantra. Or it has you could say a mantra of dilemma. Okay? Because there's so much weight on this planet. You have to be able to cut through it. And if you don't, you get wrapped up in all this BS, and then you just start to lose, and then I lose, and then I start to, okay. So you have to find a way, find it within your psyche, a deep inner core mantra, soul mantra, that's going to help you to cut through. Okay, cut through your own psyche, cut through your own inner psychology that is just reciting whatever it is that you may have just taken on from life. A weight that you've taken on from your parents, or a weight you've taken on from a relationship, a weight you've taken on from a friend. Okay, so when we move that up, this is a way, to push it up and push it out. So really the cutting of the ties, attachments, and limiting beliefs is more so of a pressure. So whenever we need to cut it, we always feel pressured. Like it feels heavy. And that pressure, that heavy weight just simply means that our soul and our vision, our intention, and we could say the next phase of our life, our nobility really, it wants so badly to take this kind of seeming carbon-based energy, which is like dense and dead, and to actually transform it into like a precious gem. Okay, a learned lesson, so that we can take the learned lesson with us and not the density. We want to, in every relationship experience, we want to take the learned lesson. We don't want to take the resentment and the issues upon issues. So that's why learning the lesson, okay, in every phase of our life, in every relationship, every location we live in, every place we travel, or whatever, that gives us a huge pressure on ourself, is what's basically the call for us to, or the call from nobility to make gems. Let's make some gems. Okay, let's get out of that dead energy, and let's burn it. Let's push it, pressure it, like pressuring yourself, pressuring your negative mind. Pressuring your negative mind to begin to shape into a gem. okay, which is that negative mind when it has a sense of, okay, higher energy or a higher mantra. It begins, a mantra of, he can say, of a psyche refinement. That negative mind is pressured, like kind of pressured to form into a gem. Okay, form into a gem, rather than just like this miscellaneous, chaotic voice that's raging inside of us. We all have a negative mind, and we will, but we want and always will. We want our negative mind to not be an enemy. We want it to be an ally, because we need a negative mind. We need a positive mind. We need a neutral mind. But we want all of those aspects of self to be an ally. And a part of like a memory being an ally is that you've learned a lesson. So a lot of people, it's either a blessing or it's a curse. Oh, that ex-lover, that was a curse upon me from the or that was a blessing. But never do we view it as an ally that was pressuring me, even through whatever it was, to learn a major lesson that I've turned into a gem, and that gem now is bringing me greater victory, not just for myself, but for, you could say, the chariot of humanity. So again, this is just, kind of going off into some of the esoteric teachings, even when we talk about the Vedic teachings of the Krishna, okay, the Bhagavad Gita, and also we talk about like Saudi Arabia and before what we was considered the Middle East, okay. So I'm going to leave you guys with this, so thank you for joining me.